Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about a hot button issue that has been all over my FYP. The situation with the wedding dress. The wedding dress designer is Kasazi. I hope I'm saying that right. That's my understanding of how I'm supposed to say it. And Rayleigh, the girl buying the dress for her wedding. So let's take a look at the video that got all of this started. The wording on the screen says, story time coming on how at Rayleigh stole her wedding dress. On the screen it says, here's the bride, what a shame. And then she shows Rayleigh's Instagram page, and I think this is supposed to be her showing receipts of some kind, but she's really just kind of blasting her socials in this one, not really showing receipts, not really telling a whole lot on what happened. And to me, I don't think this is the right way to immediately handle stuff, even if you come out of this video feeling like Rayleigh did do what is in the wrong, or if you feel like Kasazi is wrong. I think we can end up both agreeing that starting this situation off with a video like this was not the way to go, kind of like with the Instacart situation. And instead of taking a minute to sit and realize the situation is already being handled, even if we want to act on our emotions because we feel like it's the right thing to do in the moment, I think a lot of times when it comes to social media, it's better to wait, because a lot of people are not okay with just saying, oh, I was wrong there. I was wrong. Or I can see how you would come to that conclusion. I think we should all consider that. A lot of people, when they get the internet beef to go viral and it gets traction on the internet, instead of saying, oh, yeah, let me improve something, they double down. And I think starting off this video, just basically sending an angry mob to go find this chick. And the comment sections were insane. People want so easily just want to side with the person who is seemingly being wronged without knowing the other side. And I think sometimes, like with the Sedona situation, I think we don't really need to know that much to know that that's not okay. I'm not trying to say that that didn't happen or I'm doubting her, but I do want to leave room for the other side of the story before, or not that I would ever, sending an angry mob to go attack people on the internet, which seems like Kasazi is kind of wanting to happen here. She wants the internet to do its thing and go harass this chick and come for her career and all those things. And I just don't think that's right. And this is the next video that I was able to find after this initial one. And the words on the screen say, when you spent 5 months making this wedding dress just for the client to steal it without paying. And it shows the dress being worn here. It's stunning. Stunning and beautiful. I absolutely love the dress. The dress looks slightly different, so I'm wondering if they made some alterations with the pearls that are going on up top that you can see. That's not in the original video that we literally saw 2 seconds ago. There are some slight differences between the one that Rayleigh's wearing and the dress that we're seeing from Kasazi. And even there, you can see in that second video, Rayleigh made her Instagram private, because the internet did its thing, which is jump to conclusions. I understand wanting to believe the person who we feel, based on what we know, was wrong. I get that. I think it's really important to leave enough space for both sides, though. Even if it seems obvious, when you are looking at things online, it's gonna seem very simple, one track, like what else could there be? But we need to leave mental space and not get caught up in internet beef. So 3 videos later, we finally get a video talking more about what happened with the dress, after it seems like she was just creating a buzz around it so that she could come out on top because she's the first one to speak. The 3 initial videos are we're not given any context. We're not given a story time.
So first off, I want to say thank you guys so much for the tremendous support, the amount of people who genuinely understand how much this has truly impacted me, and not only me, but my employees as well. As a Black woman-owned business, I couldn't thank you guys enough for vouching for me and fighting for me. And for those that are asking how did she get the dress without paying, the big question, I shipped it out of good faith. This was a
Shipped a dress that we're making all this hullabaloo over. You shipped it on good faith. I think even us non-business owners can sit there and say, not wise. Not smart. I understand if you are a small business and you really are trying to get your name out there. I can understand you wanting to go like the extra mile or do something most businesses wouldn't do. I get that. However, it is important to look after your business and yourself just as much as the customer's experience. So you charging and making somebody pay for the product you're sending out before you send it out is customary, which let's jot that down as a red flag.
Rush order bridal gown, and we had a few days until her wedding. So once I shipped it, I wanted to make sure that there were no delays in shipment. I wanted to make sure she got it ahead of time.
Right. So I understand that there's a rush for the dress. And sometimes that could be a red flag for a business. Like, is this customer like understanding the normal timeline to custom do a wedding dress and do alterations and things like that? Cool, great. Let's keep that in mind. But as a business owner, and this is not her first customer, I don't think this is her first time shipping something. Is this how she normally conducts business? Because this can't be her first learning curve. I would say that's lucky that she was able to go however long in her business until meeting someone she feels like she's getting scammed by.
So I already sent her the balance a few days prior, the balance with everything else that's owed. I didn't charge any shipping. She got that. I sent it via email. I sent it through text. I told her, review it, let me know. And then, I wasn't really thinking too much more about it. I was more focused on making sure the dress was.
Was that signed? Was there some sort of contract or paperwork or document so that if she did steal from you that you can pursue something? Because sending a dress out of good faith, I have a feeling that's going to be hard to get anyone of any authority to care much about because that kind of just makes you look like you goofed up and technically that person got a free dress. I'm not saying it's right. I think the dress should be paid for, whatever it's worth, whatever was agreed, but there are two sides to everything.
Perfected, making sure everything was good before I actually shipped it to her because I knew her wedding was so soon. So, fast forward to the day I shipped it and made sure that it was on the truck and make sure everything was good. I sent her a reminder text and said, hey, just, making sure you got the balance, making sure you know, the payment options. Here you go. So I sent a reminder. So the dress was overnighted. So mind you, when it's overnighted and I shipped it that night, it gets there the next day in the morning. So I leave it alone. I go to sleep.
I think also something as a business owner, you should, especially when you're doing custom work and things like dresses, I need it for my back support. We're working on our posture. This hump, it's not really there anymore, but this area was rounded for a long time because I sleep like a crumpled spider. I literally sleep like this, and so I need to not be doing that. And I need to like have like my shoulders down and my chin back because I've seen so many photos of me like since I was a kid where I'm like this. Of course I have back pain. Of course I do. That in children with that posture while crying, of course I have back pain. You should have the wherewithal, especially if this is not your first rodeo, to know when to say no to a client.
I go to sleep. I wake up. They're a few hours ahead of us. So I send another text, just, hey, the dress is going to be held at a location because I haven't received my payment. And then also, I haven't received any type of confirmation. And I provided a signature request on the dress.
Right, but now you're chasing this person for payment when it's really on you that you sent it. Like now I feel like that's just your bad judgment and now everyone's stressing out. The bride needs to be getting ready for her day, not worrying about where's my freaking dress. If you're like that needs to not be an issue. Like you want your dress completed before the wedding, ready to go, no problem. And also, if you're ordering a dress that needs to be shipped to you, like you are not going in for alterations and taking that dress home or like coming and picking it up from the dress store. The dress store, why does that sound like the wrong thing to say? If you like if you're not doing that, you need to have a backup plan. I feel like that's the best thing to do is to have a backup dress if it's going to be shipped to you because you have to be able to account for error. Don't put all your eggs in one basket if your wedding dress is going to be a make or break thing for you. That's just That's just my opinion on someone who chose not to do a wedding like this.
And I don't want the dress to be delayed if they try to deliver and y'all weren't there, because no one has texted me back. So I sent that text in the morning. So I called FedEx to hold it at a location, hoping they would possibly go ahead and pay me or correspond back to me after I did that, because they went ghost as far as communication after I sent the tracking number the previous night. So call FedEx, hold it at a location, and no correspondence back. So by the time it got to
Also, I feel like there should have been something. Now, we haven't seen any sort of contract or paperwork or really what was said yet. Keep that in mind. She's still going without backing up what she's already done on the internet. So there should have been something in the contract or in the meals or whatever, because we're not being professional. There should have been something in there. If I do not receive payment, I will have the dress held somewhere until I receive payment. The dress will be there where you can get it, but you will not be able to pick it up until you pay me. I think that would have been fair. I think that would have been fine. It doesn't sound like that happened though.
what time was it that morning? Maybe 11 my time.
I'm drinking a tea. And now I'm not really going to tell you the brand because now I'm scared this one's a cult too. Because one of you guys told me that the yogi tea is a cult tea. I just got it because it was on clearance. I was excited.
The mom texted me, was like, "Oh, I'll pay the invoice if the dress is there. I'll pay the invoice." And I'm like, "Okay, cool. Like, I'll send you the invoice." Sent the mom the invoice, sent her the details, and then I didn't hear anything back for like another hour or two. And I'm checking the track, and I see that the dress has actually been picked up. So after I send that message, the update, like, hey,
Also, I don't know if that's the way FedEx works, that you can just call them and say, hey, don't give this person the dress. Like, I don't know that to be true. I've also never in my life heard of that happening.
can I get an update on the invoice? I sent it to you. Did you get it? I don't hear anything back. Mind you, I know they got the dress. I see the signature request has been signed by, I think it was Jay, which, her husband's last name is. So I know they got it. So from there, I didn't have any correspondence from the daughter or from the mom for a.
But then it was signed by the husband. Did you have his number too?
So after that, I think Rayleigh, she ended up replying back to me saying, "Oh no, I want to make sure I try on a dress first. Can I send you half once I try it on a half after?" And I'm like, "No, I need my payment. Like, you got the dress, I need my payment."
No, yeah, that's absolutely weird. Can I pay you half and try it on? No, what the fuck? No. Either don't pay for it and have it sent back. Why would you pay them half if you, like, what if you don't like it? Then you just threw away your money. But also, if you only pay half, the person who made the dress kind of wasted their time.
That's just what it is. She sent me those messages. She started replying. Then I text the mom. I'm like, "Hello, I need my payment. Like, you all have the dress now. Can I please get my money paid, my balance paid?" Okay. Didn't hear anything else from them. They go ghost for hours. 9 o'clock that night, my time. Mind you, all of this was happening during the morning. So 9 o'clock my time. I'm on a flight. I get off the flight. I get a text and it's like, "Oh, you need to come fix the train." I said, "Well, I'm not going to come fix anything until the balance is paid," because I said, at this point, you all knew you were supposed to pay the balance. You haven't paid it. You haven't been corresponding with me. You didn't even.
Right, but you also have to take responsibility for not getting payment up front or not letting them know like it needs to be paid for. Or like, why not, if it's that big of a deal, fly with the dress and don't give it to them until they pay you. If we're gonna do all this, cause a big hullabaloo, fly with the dress to make sure it gets to her. Let her try it on if she wants, and then have her pay for it. Like, if she likes it, you can do some final alterations if you feel like it. Like, there's poor judgment all around from everyone in this story.
Tell me that you received the dress, and I shipped it. You know that this is a very important item for me as well as you. You didn't even have the courtesy to tell me, "Hey, I received it." So whatever type of games are being played, I was like, "No, I'm done." I'm like, "If you want me to fix the dress, I will fix it, but I need my money paid."
So, what is she gonna fly there or drive there? Like, oh my gosh. Like, not that she doesn't deserve to be paid. It's just like, I understand. I feel like as a business owner, it's got to be one of the most frustrating things when you're waiting for payment or trying to get payment for something that you already completed. Well, to your knowledge, or what was agreed upon. That has to be so irritating to have to pursue people to do that. But also, you have to think of this is a bride getting ready for her wedding. And I think it might not be the worst idea to not be corresponding with someone who has been up several people's butt all day. Not that she doesn't deserve to get paid. I understand she does. But constantly texting different people throughout the day, I think is a bit much when you shouldn't have shipped something good faith on good faith. I think is a bit much, and I think it might have been smart for people on Rayleigh's family side of this situation to not be constantly corresponding with her. Or alternatively, what they could have done is just paid her for the dress. If everyone understood that's how it was supposed to happen, why didn't Rayleigh just pay for the dress if that's what was agreed upon? Was that when you get the dress, you pay for the dress, or you pay for the dress right before you go to pick it up, something.
So I didn't hear anything else from her, didn't hear anything else from her mother. Here we go to the next day. I sent a nice text. I said, hello. It has now been a day that you all have had the dress. I have no balance, no correspondence. I don't know what's going on. I need an update. Okay? A few hours go by, the mom eventually replies to me and is like, oh, we want the dress to work. I don't know if it's gonna work. I said, well, if the dress is not gonna work, why didn't y'all call me? I said, why didn't y'all send me pictures or photos? The dress was perfect. We fit the dress on your daughter several times before she left. There was nothing with the fit that we changed after she left our fittings. We didn't change anything. We only added the crystal and finished the dress up. I said, so the fit never changed because we did not adjust anything with sizing.
Yeah, so if everything was perfect before she left, I'm wondering, like, did something happen during shipping or something shady happen before it was shipped? Where the dress she received from FedEx is a different dress than she last saw at her last fitting and alteration.
So I don't understand how anything could have got from me with the fit model where it was perfect on your daughter before that at her fittings, which was perfect, it fit her perfect, and then get to you again and then it doesn't work. So it doesn't make sense to me. I'm like, why didn't y'all call me? Why aren't you sending me pictures? Why aren't you FaceTiming me? Why didn't you like take it to a seamstress or something like that? She's like, oh, we took it to someone. I'm like, but you didn't call me. I would come out there in a minute to fix that dress. Even though I was upset about the balance, if they really would have reached out to me and said that, I would have come out there, you know. But
So we don't know what those exchanges looked like also. So they might not want to deal with her any more of her business to deal with the dress. But I feel like if something was wrong with the dress and they didn't pay a dime yet, they should not be taking it to someone else to alter it. Absolutely not. What are they gonna are they gonna pay the person doing the alteration?
correspondence, the ignoring me, the not responding, not telling me they don't have the dress. It was all just so crazy. And I'm like, why would you wait this long to say something to me? Like, it does not make sense to me. So, anyways, um, we get to maybe a few hours after that. I'm like, since y'all don't want to let me know what's going on, I told you, take it to a seamstress. You're denying that. She said, no, she's not taking it to a seamstress. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention that. I'm not taking it to a seamstress. No, I don't want to. I said, okay, since you're denying that, just give me the dress back. Since something is wrong with it, y'all don't want to show me. You don't want to.
Okay, but that's different than what we just heard. Now I'm a little confused. So she told them to take it to a seamstress, or Rayleigh said she was taking it to the seamstress? Like, which is it?
Send me pictures. Just give me the dress back. They said, no, send a shipping label. I said, no, I'm not sending anything. At this point, I done took enough losses. Y'all done played enough games.
I think a lot of times for expensive items, it would be smart to send a shipping label. Instead of doing all of this mess, send the shipping label. Let them send it back. They did not pay for it. Don't let them take it somewhere else to get it altered. Get your dress back since nobody paid a single dime for it. But we need to know why that was.
You ship the dress back by FedEx before they close at 4 o'clock, or I'm going to get it. I already booked my flight because I saw the day prior that they were playing games. I'm going to come get the dresses. I will give you.
That is so weird to me. I am not the land. I have a sewing machine, and every once in a while I hyperfixate on it, and then I don't touch it for 6+ months. Okay, I am not in the world of being a designer, being a seamstress. I have the most, like, there's people who know how to do dresses, and this is my knowledge. But I would not go flying to go get a dress back. I wouldn't be doing that.
Time before it's time for my flight to board to send me confirmation that y'all are going to ship the dress back, since y'all clearly are saying you're not going to use it. Ship it back. Okay, I gave her time. When it was time for me to board my flight, I let her know it's 30 minutes before I have to board this flight. Please send me the tracking confirmation so you can share my address.
Okay, and what are you gonna do when you get there? Are you gonna find their home or wherever the dress is and go there? Like, is there a Apple tag on the dress so you can locate it? That's kind of weird. Is that what you're doing? What is your plan? And now you're gonna get on a flight with no plan. These people are not really giving you the time of day. They're really not. And now you're gonna go on a flight on good faith to get there. Like, is your plan to like sue everyone to recoup your costs when this is all over? Because that's wild.
Back, because if you're not going to use it, just give it back, because the games y'all been playing the past 2 days is just crazy. I was very upset. Okay, so we get to the time to get on the flight. I'm getting on the flight. I'm letting you know I will be there by 8:15 to retrieve the dress. So she knew because she was texting me and telling me, oh, what time will you get there? And she also asked me what time the FedEx closed. I told her. So she was very well aware that I was coming to get that dress because she didn't ship it. Okay, so once I got there in Grand Junction, I text her. I let her know, hi, I'm here. I'm here to get the dress. I text her from 8:15 up until 1 o'clock in the morning, every 30 minutes to say, hello, I'm here. Hello, can you let me know where to come? I did not want to show up at anyone's address unannounced or without permission. I text them every 30 minutes, Rayleigh and the mother.
I don't know that that was, I think that's wild. I think that's aggressively unprofessional. Aggressively unprofessional. And I think there were several steps that were also unprofessional that took it to the point where I'm like, this is aggressively unprofessional. I cannot imagine going to this length. I understand the time and skill and all that that can go into, especially if you have a team of people working on a wedding dress. I'm not trying to discount that at all, but this is insane.
Several times every 30 minutes to let them know, please tell me where you are so I can come and get my dress. I'm here to get my dress. I'm at the airport. I'm 10 minutes away. I was there to get my dress and they would not correspond with me, and I'm going to show the screenshots. So from there, I have not heard from them. Whatever games have been played, I truly cannot tell y'all.
Okay, they might be scared. They might be scared because you've been getting on them a lot in a short amount of time, and then every 30 minutes you're texting the bride and the mom. Every 30 minutes. From what did she say? 8:30 to 1 a.m. They might be thinking about their steps they want to take in this.
All I know is the dress is stolen. I don't have the dress. I can't get any responses from her or her family.
Yeah, also, why not just like leave the dress somewhere? Or maybe meet at the police station since we're accusing people of theft. Maybe take it to the police station and hash it out there and say, hey, your dress is going to be at the police station. You can pick it up there. Or see if like FedEx will hold it and pick it up there. Because at this point, we're throwing out accusations. We're acting a little bit too elevated for this situation. You should not be jumping on a plane on good faith that these people who are not really giving you the time of day, who are not really trying to work with you for whatever reason, we're going to see what Rayleigh's side is, and then texting him every 30 minutes. This is bizarre. This is not how you do things.
Members. I'm blocked on social media, all platforms, just like everybody else. And this was before the internet stuff started. They have not texted me, emailed me, corresponded with me, and said anything in regards to giving my dress back, paying the balance, or anything. So I'm in the dark about everything. So yes, the dress is stolen 100%. No one knows what even happened at that wedding because they won't post pictures. It's all a mystery. It's all-
Yeah, why would they do that now? Before you came out with your side of things, whether you're right or, they're wrong, whatever, why would she post the pictures now? Because I'm assuming she didn't make it private because people were congratulating her on getting married. I'm assuming that's not how that went.
all crazy because the thing is, if you didn't want it, just give it back. The games that were played those days that they had the dress, to me, makes absolutely no sense. So that's the story. And also for the people that really want to contribute and help out, I made a GoFundMe. I've never done anything like this before. I thank you all if y'all want to help pay.
You might disagree with me on how I'm approaching this video, and I think that's all right. And if you care to shed any insight, that's there stuff I missed, please leave that in the comments below. A GoFundMe to recoup your costs, it sounds like, for the choices ultimately you made on your part. It is ultimately an error in judgment from what we're seeing here on your part. Even if Rayleigh stole the dress, that is wrong. A whole wedding dress custom. If that's what happened, yeah, then that's wrong. But also, you need to be able to take accountability and take the L for what you've done. And people supporting you acting like this is concerning.
My employees and pay for the losses and the distress and everything that I've gone through. The link is in my bio. Thank y'all so much for going to bat for me about this. Unfortunately, I still haven't heard anything. I don't know what's going on. I don't know where the dress is. I don't have the money. So that is the story about the stolen dress. It is a stolen dress, 100%. I'm going to post the screenshots in the next video. Thank y'all.
Okay, and here is her part where she's finally showing us something.
So let's see. Do these dresses, which are the sketches from the bridal gown, look like what we produce, since we produce something completely different?
Okay, and that is it for what I was able to find, which isn't much. I feel like there's something I'm missing that I wasn't able to find. But let's continue with Rayleigh's side because this popped up on my FYP and I said, oh, this is all happening in a short amount of time. So let's hear what she has to say.
Hey everyone, this is Rayleigh. You've probably seen me all over TikTok, but now that things have calmed down a little bit, I'm ready to tell you guys the truth. The reason I haven't gotten on here and said anything is I was getting married and dealing with family being in town, friends, and trying to enjoy being a newlywed. The reason I'm speaking out now is I have found some professional advice and I was not happy with Sindera starting a GoFundMe because most of her information has been so far from the truth, and I'm ready to tell you guys the truth. To set the record straight, I did not wear the dress that Kazazi, LLC, or Sindera White made. I'm waiting on photos back from my photographer so that I can show you guys, but I'll show you guys the ones that I have now because it was an unplugged ceremony, so I do only have a few of me in the dress.
Yeah, if I was going to do an actual wedding, it would definitely be everyone put your phones in the bin.
That I had to buy 2 days before my wedding. Here's one of the photos from my ceremony. Here is another picture of me right before the ceremony, and here's a photo of me right after the ceremony. As soon as I get photos from my photographer and videographer, I will absolutely post them to here from the ceremony so that everybody can see that I did not wear the dress from Kazazi. Okay, so here is the contract. As you can see right here.
Okay, I'm going to read it for you guys because it's going to be hard to read on the screen because it's so small, but I'll put it there in case you can read it. Rayleigh, and including her last name, which I'm not going to say because it's not important. Rayleigh blank consent to doing business with Kasazi LLC on 2/19/2024. I understand that Kasazi LLC is producing custom/couture designs. The fabric/materials is chosen specifically for each design. For regular couture garments such as cocktail dresses, jumpsuits, etc., I will allow 1 to 3 months, formal wear 2 to 3 months, for bridal wear 3 to 6 months. This allows time for sourcing, production, and finishings. The completion date is August 10th, 2024. So this just happened. The description of my design is as follows. 2-in-1 bridal gown, short silver embellishments. Okay, so then it goes on to describe the dress. I don't really find that to be super important. But then at the bottom, right above where you're going to do signatures, it says, by signing this consent form, you agree to the following terms and conditions. Provide a valid photo ID or license. You agree to pay a deposit for your item, pay remaining balance, or pay in full. There is no refused for partial payment or balance paid in full. If the item is not picked up by 12 business days, you forfeit ownership. Okay, so we're not seeing any of those things that should have been added in there, I feel. And this is not a very airtight agreement. I think for sending something at good faith, I would think you would want to have some tight agreements that you can pursue something with. This doesn't seem like that big of a deal to me.
It was a total of $6,290 for the Kazazi dress.
I don't want to show how ignorant I am about wedding dresses, but I do not see a world that I would ever be in where I'm going to fly on a plane and show up to get a dress back that was $6,000, like that Kaylee was supposed to pay.
$6,290 is what we agreed on for this dress. And as you can see right here, August 10th, 2024 was supposed.
Right, but there's also a line here that says additional costs for add-ons / changes, etc. and it kind of almost would line up with the $6,290. So I would like some clarification on that because I'm not understanding that part right there. Also, I am going to be blurring stuff out. I know she's showing this on the internet, but I don't feel super comfortable showing it on the internet.
To be our completion date. As you can see, we signed this 2/19/2024, and she states in her contract that bridal wear is 3 to 6 months. 9 days shy of 6 months was her time frame for this dress, and she still went 12 days over. As you can see in this contract, there is literally no discount stated whatsoever. I realized at the time of making this video that
Was there supposed to be a discount? Like because she went 12 days over designing the dress? I wonder if that was like kind of discussed when she was there initially because I'm not seeing that in this little paper she's showing. I do think if you are going over the allotted time, then yeah, you should make some sort of concession towards your customer if you are going over the time, or an amended contract.
the GoFundMe has been taken down, but you can see this total price, and I will show you the deposit that we paid, showing that the GoFundMe is completely false. This is the emailed receipt from Kazazi of us paying.
Okay, so she paid the deposit, and then Kasazi said that she also offered to pay half. So she's offering to pay like basically like 3/4 of the dress. I'm not awesome at math, so 3/4 of the dress she's willing to pay for, which again is wild if they're not going to use the dress. Like, were they saying that just to, if that's what happened? Did they say that just to get Kasazi off her back or what?
60% of the bridal gown right here. Here is the invoice. As you can see, this is the total, $6,290, and it was a 60% deposit for $3,774. And swipe back if you need to, but the other picture that I just showed was the paid invoice. Before I jump to her sending the dress in August, I want to brief you guys on what has happened from February all the way till August. In the beginning, we met with her on a Zoom consultation to take measurements and get all of those measurements sent to her, and then she stated that she would be sending me swatches of the fabric she was going to use for the dress. I never received those. I flew from Colorado to Miami for our first fitting in the beginning of April, and her team and her did not give us a location or a time until literally the night before, which was my last day there.
Wait, so that makes me wonder, was Rayleigh and her family not giving Kasazi an update because they they kind of left her hanging till the day before? Is that what that was? Are we playing games?
For the second fitting, I flew down to Miami. I was there for a total of 5 days trying to do our second fitting. During those 5 days that I was in Miami, I continued trying to communicate with Sindera and her team. And on the night before, the last day that we were supposed to be there, Sindera texted and just canceled our second fitting altogether. Since our second fitting was canceled, I continued asking for photos. After the second fitting, I continued asking for updates or photos of my dress. Kazazi customer service agreed to a Zoom call for June 16th that was supposed to be with a customer service agent and Sindera. When we got on that Zoom call, Sindera was nowhere to be found. We even pushed that Zoom call back 30 minutes from the original time we were supposed to do it, waiting for her, and she never showed up to the Zoom call. So we had the Zoom call with a customer service rep from Kazazi, and yet still no photos of the dress. The customer service rep stated that she would get photos for us from Sindera as soon as she could, but that didn't happen. I continued asking for updates and a date for our final fitting, which she did inform me 10 days out from my final completion date for the dress. So I had to buy a last-minute flight from Grand Junction to Miami to get there from August 9th to the 11th. I didn't get a photo of the dress until 4 days before the completion date, which was August 6th is when she sent it.
Absolutely not. Oh my gosh. If something is so make or break, like a wedding dress, not that things have to be seamless, but this, I would have been getting the bad news bears the bad feels, even if it meant nothing before it got this far. And I understand like she paid the deposit and stuff, but like,
this is the video of my dress that she sent me 4 days before the completion date. This is nothing what we agreed upon. I was absolutely sick when I saw this. Here's another angle. I never asked for this many pearls. The boob cups are absolutely terrible, and this point is completely wrong. It's not even a point, which we spoke about in our very first fitting.
yeah, and I don't know if it's lighting or what, but it looks a lot different than what we saw in the video.
If she would have sent me photos or videos throughout this process, we could have not done this. At this time, I also asked her for a video or photo of the actual detachable skirt, which she could not provide to me because get this, when I got there, they hadn't done anything to it. The skirt had zero design, it was absolutely white, it looked like it hadn't even been touched. This is August 9th.
Oh my God. And it's supposed to be done the 10th. The 10th! We're just gonna do overnight beadwork? What was the plan here? Oh my God.
The skirt, mind you, untouched. This was August 10th, the day I should be taking this dress home. The overlay here.
Okay, wait, so I think we have a little piece of the puzzle here. So I think she was supposed to take it home herself, not get it shipped on good faith by Kasazi after things are not going the way they're supposed to have gone.
Is pinned on, and it was supposed to follow every pleat of the skirt, and when I got it, it did not. This dress was supposed to be custom to my...
The bottom, the attachment it looks like I could make that in 10 minutes. Not the beadwork and stuff. I'm talking about like the way it's laying on her, the way it's hanging on her body. I literally feel like I can make that in 10 minutes and it look equally as unflattering.
My body, my fit, and we had to cinch me in so much because she used E6000 glue to glue all the gems on. As you can see, this is August 10th. This is supposed to be the completion date, and that dress is not even close to being done. This is the dress on August 11th. I was supposed to take it home with me on the 11th. The completion date was supposed to be the 10th. As you can see, it is still rubbing me on my breast so bad. The pearls are not finished. There was so much more that was still not finished with the dress, so I wasn't able to approve it before I left. Sandera stated that it wasn't...
Yeah, why would you approve a dress if it doesn't look like it's good to go? Why would you do that? Why would you give anyone at this dress shop the time of day? I can't say I blame her. I don't think I would have handled it the same, but I can't, like, I can see where she's coming from with how her side of thing handled this.
Ready for me to take home, and that she would overnight ship it by August 15th so that I would get it by the 16th.
Yeah, I wouldn't believe that shit either.
I continued asking for updates and photos throughout this time. She refused to send me any. She promised August 10th in her contract and then promised August 15th while I was there, and neither one of those dates were met. Now, 3 days before my wedding, she sends me 2 blurry videos of the dress, and I ask her to resend them or FaceTime me, anything, so that I can at least see what is going on. Pause to read. This is all of the...
Oh, and she has the timestamps on her. She said, no, the people at Kasazi, no, I will be showing the receipt with the timestamps. I just sent you a message through WhatsApp. Can you send me a video of the corset dress with the skirt? I'm waiting for it. Let me know when you send it. Would you be able to FaceTime me instead? I really can't tell with the video. It's still blurry. And this is from 7:49 to 7:58. So Sandera was not the only one sending back to back text. We are sending them all. Now I'm at FedEx. We'll send tracking shortly. And that's at 8:01. I can't tell in the video if the belt is right. I need you to send me more photos so I can confirm the belt and the corset dress. I don't think the belt part of the skirt is right. I need a photo of the front of the skirt too. And then she says, we are sending them all. One moment. It sounds like Rayleigh is trying to say, hey, don't send the dress yet because I can't confirm that it's ready. So it seems like she's trying to do her part of being like, I'm not confirming shit because it wasn't ready when she was there. So I wouldn't be wanting to pay for anything either. And then the videos are blurry and she's trying to let her know, hey, don't send it because I'm not sure I want this in this state. And why would you? And it's already been late. So it's like maybe she's thinking like, why bother if it's not going to be perfect?
Text messages that happened right after she sent me a blurry video of the dress that I couldn't even tell or proof. She states that she's already...
If they're both iPhones, I feel like there shouldn't be a big quality issue. I know sometimes if you're trying to send a video, and I know if it's Android to iPhone user, the videos can be absolute trash. So I understand the confusion there, but like, wouldn't you also want to make sure that your customer feels confident about it? Don't you want that? Before you send the dress, if it's so important that you would get on a plane to go retrieve it, wouldn't you want to make absolutely sure on your part that it is ready to go with the customer so that she has an awesome wedding, maybe you get a good review out of it, good news, and she'll recommend you to other people? Don't you want the best outcome possible instead of rushing?
Sending them without me even proofing them. Mind you, this is Tuesday night. She then sends me a tracking number. This is the original tracking number she sent me on.
Wait, so was that the end of the conversation? She never confirmed with Rayleigh before sending it. Just the next thing is, here's your tracking number, bitch.
On Tuesday the 20th. I don't even know why I cover my address anymore because you guys have all posted it everywhere. She leads me to believe that this is the real tracking number that.
Also, I do want to pause this to say, if you are someone who's leaking people's address, kindly go fuck yourself. Take your internet router and throw it in the trash because you are not someone who is safe to be on the internet. Thank you, please. Do not go harass either of these people. Do not go write bad reviews for places you've never been. Please and thanks. Oh my God. I can't believe I need to say that, but it needs to be said because people are leaking this chick's address. What is wrong with people?
She dropped my package off at the FedEx. I call FedEx because it says we'll add a delivery date as soon as we get your package. I call them and I'm like, hey, do you have my package? They say no, she hasn't dropped it off yet.
Oh my God. Oh. Yeah, I would not be sending payment either. If you're getting one, or even if she did, like, and let's say she did send the dress, like the dress has been dropped off and FedEx made a little boo-boo and they do have the dress and they just don't realize whatever. I from Rayleigh's standpoint, I keep wanting to say Kaylee. And if at any point I say Kaylee, I'm sorry. I mean Rayleigh. I would not want to send money either. So even if this is as far as we got, I am a lot more sympathetic to Rayleigh because I don't think from start to here things were not handled well.
Then these are the text messages I asked Sin, can you send me the tracking number? The dress isn't showing up in FedEx. She says she dropped it off, and we tracked it all day on Wednesday the 21st, and it still said, we don't have your package. She claims that she dropped the package off and doesn't have it. Pause to read this, but pretty much she says that it's out of her hands and they have it and they forgot to scan it in. FedEx scans as soon as you drop off your package. So I tracked the other tracking number that she sent me all day Wednesday, and then at 8 p.m., she sends me this. I finally got an update from FedEx with this new tracking number on Wednesday at 10 p.m. at night. Do what you will with this information, but you're not allowed to take your box off of the FedEx truck after it's already been given to FedEx.
Yeah, that's not how that works. What do you have a buddy who works at FedEx who's letting you do that shit? I've never heard of that happening personally.
FedEx. Here is the proof that it was not updated until August 21st, 10:08 when they got my package. You can see here that I didn't get it until August 22nd, Thursday at 10:57 a.m. Mind you, 48 hours before I have to walk down the aisle. Okay, stay tuned for part 2. I have so many more receipts. Come back.
Oh yes, we will be there. We will be right here because we're watching it together.
Hey guys, welcome back for a part 2. If you haven't seen the first video, I beg you to go watch it. All the receipts are up and I will be giving more right now. So picking up where I left off, you can see right here that I got the dress at 10:57 a.m. This is when I got the dress. I took it out of the package very nicely and I put it on and was instantly crying because of how bad it was.
I would also cry. Not because I didn't look just as stunning as like in the first videos from Kasasi. Not because of that, but because what the fuck is this? What actually is this? I would cry too.
First of all, this belt was not supposed to be a belt. It was supposed to truly ombre down all the way to the bottom and get lighter as it went. This is not how it was supposed to look. Also, there's more tulle in this side of the dress than there is the other side.
So that's why it's lumpy. Oh no.
These points up here are completely off, and I will show more pictures of that and all.
Yeah, but also at the bottom, right, like towards the bottom where the slit is. Okay, this is just a me picky thing. You know how sometimes prints are printed, like on fabric is printed on white background? You see it a lot in fast fashion. And so if you have a dress that has a slit, when it kind of like peels back a little bit, or the wind blows and that like underside shows the white fabric it's printed on, it looks horrible. Horrible. It is a pet peeve of mine when it comes to fast fashion stuff. Like, if there is any way for the other side to be visible, it needs to be like, please just do something else. I don't know what, maybe print it on black, if that's possible. But like, oh my gosh, that's a pet peeve.
All of this close up later, but this is when I first got the dress. As you can see, I was absolutely devastated. Devastated. As you can see, the leg slit was supposed to be more open so you could actually see my leg. And right here in this photo, the rhinestones down the center are lined up, and that's where it's supposed to be. Now let me show you the back. This is the back. Do you see how far off to the right side
Can we just have a moment of silence for what this dress could have been?
that train is? This is when the front is lined up how it's supposed to be. The train is completely off to the right side. Also, do you see the difference in size on the belt that she made? Mind you, I wasn't able to proof any of this because she sent me a blurry video and she didn't send me a video with the
Right, and it wasn't done when she was supposed to take the dress home. Like, it wasn't supposed to be shipped, is what I'm getting. It was never supposed to be shipped. She's supposed to be able to take it home that day. And if she's catching flights for this dress, I would be so pissed. And then seeing this person put up a GoFundMe to recoup their costs for what? Oh my God.
corset in it. This was not supposed to be a belt. The entire skirt was actually supposed to be more saturated at the top with jewels, and then all as it goes down, completely dissipate to almost no jewels at the bottom. Truly like an ombre, if that's the word. And honestly, go back to the contract and read. We never stated a belt. And please take the time to look at how far off this is compared to where the corset middle is. Please.
Yeah, that kind of looks like a weird place to stop and start by the corset.
I will show you guys a full video from the front all the way to the back so that you can see that this has not been shifted whatsoever.
Okay, at the bottom of the dress, I know it's kind of hard to, it's going to be hard for you guys to see, but at the bottom where the trim is, that looks so bad. I hate to be that guy. But I was like, shit. I'd be so pissed if that's how it was seamed together at the bottom. And she might not even get to this. Oh, I didn't tell you we're reacting to most of this together for the first time. Yes, we are on this wild ride together, my friend.
Ever. As you can see with this top, both sides are completely different shapes and different heights. Take a minute.
Okay, yeah, I am seeing that now, but because I'm not there in person, I can't tell if maybe it's just pulled up to one side versus the other. I am not the person in the dress, but also looking at the top, it looks like there's more bead right at that pointy part than on this side. And it might be the angle, but
Zoom in if you need to, but they're different. Here's another picture of the back. You can see how far off that train really is. And for the
oh my God, I would not wear that anywhere.
record, I will show another picture of me in the dress before all of these extra jewels were glued on with E6000. But I know how bad I look in this right now. And mind you, this was a custom dress made for my body type, and this is what it looks like. I agree. I think it looks bad. I think it looks really bad on me. Here's a picture of me in the skirt before any of the crystals were added. You can see how much it snatches my waist, how nice all of this lays compared to now. It looks like it's in the middle, but I was also never given a mirror or set up so that I could even see the back. I was so devastated.
Oh, that's so weird. I've been to a few bridal shops and they have 360 in that bitch. Like, you're seeing every fucking angle because they're doing alterations and they want you to be happy with it. Oh my God, that's so bizarre.
Couldn't stop crying over how bad the dress was when I got it. I was talking to family, trying to figure out if I needed to go buy a new dress. I was texting my seamstress, asking if
Truly, and I'm going to tell you guys something, even though I keep a lot of my personal life private, there's nothing fucking worse than feeling ugly on your wedding day. That quite literally. And I know it's not about how you look. I get it. However, we are all shallow sometimes. And on your wedding day, how you look shouldn't have to be like the focus, but I think we'd all be lying to each other if we acted like it didn't fucking matter at all. My hair on my wedding day was yellow, undeniably yellow. It wasn't just like, hey girl, put some purple shampoo in there. It was yellow, yellow, like a highlighter, like a dull highlighter. I still felt beautiful because I was in denial. You know how people are talking about eyebrow blindness, lash blindness, stuff like that? Yeah, blonde blindness, brassiness blindness. That's what I had.
She could look at it. I actually did have my seamstress look at it, and she said that there was too much wrong with it, that we weren't able to fix it in 2 days. I was so busy that day trying to figure out all of the wedding stuff, family getting in town. There was so much going on that by the time I finally texted her, this is what I said. You can pause to read this. There it is. I gave her the option to come out and help me, and she didn't want anything to do with it. Pause to read, but this was August.
Okay, so that is why she flew out. Okay, so she wasn't just like, I'm gonna get on a plane and go. Okay, it wasn't a sporadic crazy decision. It wasn't just a sporadic decision. It seems like she did say, hey, you can like fly out and help like fix the shit show. So yeah, that kind of alludes to what I was saying earlier. Why not just fly out with the dress? Because there's pins in it. So you weren't really done with it, were you? The dress isn't done if there's pins in it. Correct? I think we can all agree. So why not just fly with the dress and finish making it? I feel like even though a lot of this sounds like Kasazi is a very unprofessional place to be, but why not try to make it right by going the extra mile for your client if you're expecting to get paid? It's not like she didn't pay them a dime, okay? So let's correct that. She did pay the deposit. And then Kasazi said that she offered to pay half. So I'm assuming like half of whatever's left on top of that, which I think is more than she deserves at this point.
August 18th, after she told me she still wasn't done from the original August 10th and then the 15th, and now she's expecting to ship it out Wednesday. And I asked her, can you bring it out here since you're so close to my wedding day? I was scared my package wasn't even gonna get here, you guys. The only reason I was showing you guys that is because I wanted to show that I asked her to bring the dress out in case there was anything wrong with it so that we could nip it in the bud right away. But here is August 22nd at 7:45 p.m. This is when I texted her asking her to come and fix it now that it's not even 2 days from my wedding. Like, we are there. I gave her the option to come out and fix it in that last message, and then this was my response after she blew my phone up.
Okay, and I'm assuming that's like the back to back to back messages. I'm not sure because she's not showing it, but I'm wondering if that's the back to back to back every 30 minutes or something. Okay, so now I have the battery in. Let's keep going. So I understand blocking her. I don't know exactly what made her say, I'm gonna block you and threaten to get the law involved.
This was the day before my wedding, and I was supposed to be focusing on getting married, not a dress that was terrible. This is the rest of that message. Pause to read. I didn't ever actually block her because I sat my phone down and enjoyed my rehearsal day and my wedding day. But she full on tried to ruin my wedding, even though that dress was absolutely horrible when it got to me. She posted her first video about me on TikTok Friday night, the night before my wedding. There's a reason I had to shut down all my social media. I was getting married. I told her that I would deal.
That's exactly what I would have done too. I literally would have turned off my phone. I'd be like, whoever the maid of honor is, you're in charge now. If there's something I actually need to know, tell me. Otherwise, the shit show can wait till after the wedding. I completely agree.
With this on Monday, and I also told her that the dress wasn't wearable. So she knew that I wasn't going to wear it, and she knew that I was going to talk to her again on Monday to get this dress back to her. After she posted all of those videos slandering me on social media, I knew that it was time to figure this out and let you guys know the truth. Between Saturday when I got married and Monday, I was getting threats on my phone between phone calls and messages. My phone was blowing up through social media. My business, the salon that I work at, and even salons that I don't work at any longer were getting terrible reviews from people that hadn't even heard any side of my story. Even some of my friends' business.
Oh my God. You guys are out of control. And I don't mean you if you're not someone who does stupid shit like that. I'm not talking to you. You know how to handle yourself. But the people who did, oh, what the fuck? Don't do that. Please. You think you're crusading from someone and you've only heard one side and it's about a dress and you're going to go to who you think is her employer about it over a dress. Even if she did steal it, I don't think you need to be going to people's employers to do stuff like that. That is not okay. Oh my God. And you might disagree with me on that, but you are not the law. You are not in charge of anything. You were not there for any of this, and you can get on the internet and say anything. I can sit here and claim to be a millionaire. That's not true, but if I made it look like it is, you might believe it. So you need to get off the internet if you feel emotionally triggered to say something somewhere on the internet. Don't. And if you feel that way in like 3 days, depending on how severe it is you're feeling, then maybe say something. But say it with some tact. And certainly don't harass people. And certainly don't go try to find people's jobs over a fucking dress. And you don't have the whole story. And the person who started all this didn't even come out with the receipts. Hello.
Businesses were being harassed because of all of this. You don't have to like the decision that I made to wait until Monday to deal with any of this, but I had to based off of the fact that I was getting married. I wanted to enjoy being a newlywed without any of this extra drama. I never said that I wasn't going to ship the dress back, and I also never said that I wouldn't pay. I told her that we would chat on Monday so that I could get the dress back to her, and I also told her that I was not able to wear the dress. But instead of her talking to me on Monday and not ruining my wedding, she instead went to social media and posted all of this stuff that obviously I have receipts for. I would still like to work this out civilly and offline. I know that a lot of you still might not agree with me, which is totally fine. I just wanted to get my side out here and the truth of it all. But Sin, if you are watching this, like I said last Friday, if you would like to reimburse us the full amount, I don't mind shipping the dress back and paying for the shipping label at this point. But if you don't want to reimburse any of the money, I can still ship you the skirt back. Text me.
I wonder if she was able to wear just the short dress part to her reception or something. And if you didn't pay for it, I don't know if that's the right thing, but she did pay the amount to get this whole ball rolling with the dress. Oh my gosh, this is such a crazy situation. I, I have and this makes me so glad that I never did like the whole get a wedding dress, have a bunch of people there. It was a very small event. I'm so glad that's the way we did it. I cannot imagine after dealing with that amount of stress and then having to put on a happy face when your address gets leaked. You have to shut down your social media. Oh my God. A bunch of nonsense on top of not having the dress that you started paying for and you would have been willing to pay for had it been okayed, had it been finished on time, and etc. So what did you guys think about this? Did Sindara handle this well, or do you feel like this was handled unprofessionally as well? Because that's what it seemed like to me. Or do you feel like Rayleigh was right? Do you have any pointers how maybe we can handle situations like this in the future? I think there were a lot of good lessons to talk about here. And my biggest one is to handle yourself. Everyone handle yourself online better. Do better. Treat people better. Like you can have a petty back and forth without leaking addresses, without jumping to social media first, without saying random shit with no receipts and accusing people of theft. Oh, you could just not do that. That's an option, arguably the better one. So if you like this video, give it a little likesy poo. Commentary for the class, leave it down below. If you super like this video, share it with your besties and make sure you are subscribed so you get to see all of my videos. Thank you guys again, and I will see you in the next one.